Yes, go ahead. All right. Yep, sorry, yep, no worries. You're fine. All right, let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a workshop about voice, feminization, masculinization, and also androgynization. If you don't know me already, hi, my name is Savvy. I teach here a little bit about voice, stuff like that. Get you to do whatever you want with your voice. So let's see what we are going to do today. As per usual, for those who have not come here before, let me preface this. I'll have up on stage 4 people who want to feminize or masculinize their voices. Generally, what I do is 2 people want to masculinize their voices, 2 people wanting to feminize their voices. All right, so let's talk a little bit about voice health, hygiene, and safety overall. First and foremost, if you are going to practice and train using your voice, whether that is for voice acting, singing, or just for gender modulation, well, then you might want to drink some water. Actually, you not might want, you have to drink water. When we use the voice, we use little vocal folds, right? They're like little meat flaps that vibrate really fast, sometimes a few hundred times per second, depending on how high in pitch you go. And these are really fragile. They need to be hydrated so that they don't rub against each other when they're really dry, which can cause friction. Friction can cause what we call vocal nodules and generally damage, and it's not going to help you in the long term if you want to use your voice well, reliably and keep it healthy. So be sure to drink plenty of water before starting to practice. It doesn't need to be a whole liter or I don't know what units everyone here uses, but you get the idea. Just 1 glass of water is fine. Okay. Now, some of you might be taking some kind of medications. Typically, something like spironolactone is a medication that some of you might be taking for hormonal reasons, and these can be drying to the voice. Now, of course, do not stop taking those medications just to practice your voice. Instead, try to work around it. Don't take the medication and then directly get into voice work. Maybe do the voice work before taking the medication or a little bit later, way later after taking the medication. All right. Of course, other behaviors such as drinking coffee or drinking alcohol or even smoking can be really irritating or just generally drying to the voice. So try to avoid those things. Of course, at the end of the day, body autonomy reigns supreme. You do what you want with your body, of course. But, just so you have this, you have like all of this knowledge. When you want to work on your voice, try to avoid doing it around those times when you consume any medication or substances that can be drying to your voice. Okay? If you ever have like any questions about, what medications and what substances could be drying to your voice, ask some doctors or whatnot. But these are the ones that come to mind at first. All right. So this is the little preface on, keeping your voice hydrated and avoiding things that can dehydrate the voice. Now, another thing, of course, that I have to mention is warm up. The little vocal folds that we use, they're like little flaps, and they also are muscles. So, well, at least there's a layer of muscle in them. And just like any other muscle in your body, you need to warm those up. That's right. Keep them warmed up, and then they will thank you later. You need to do this to keep them flexible, warmed up, to improve blood flow to them. The blood flow will bring it nutrients, will bring it the water it needs, because when you drink water like this, it doesn't directly hydrate the vocal folds, right? It will only happen through, the bloodstream. So warming up is also really important. You can look those online. They are called vocal fold exercises or vocal function exercises. You might also find the term SOVTE for semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. It's a really fancy word just to say that you're going to do some words that are gentle to your voice and just improve the blood flow and get them going before any voice practice session or voice use session. Okay? So that's all I had to say on vocal health, hygiene, and warming up. Let's talk a little bit about voice. For those who don't already know, we like to use the power source filter model. Well, that's just really a way to explain it plainly. So really easily, we're going to have the power, which is going to be the lungs. We will generally refer to this as the airflow. How much air you provide will result in how loud or how breathy your voice will be. And so the air will travel up here, the trachea, and reach behind your Adam's apple. The Adam's apple, we call this the larynx in a more scientific term. And so here, the Adam's apple, right behind that, you'll find the vocal folds. And that's where the magic happens. Those vocal folds get together, the air provided by below creates some motion that makes them vibrate, creating what we call the source sound. And that source sound will then bounce around in the filter, which is like a resonance chamber. If you will, you can see the body like a guitar. The hand that strums the string is the lungs. The string itself is the vocal folds, and the resonance chamber is how big the body of the guitar is. Maybe you ever wondered why guitars have such a big body, and that's because they allow for the sound of the string that's being strummed to resonate within it. We are no different. Well, actually, we are very different. But if you want to understand how voice works, it's kind of similar. We are setting some vocal folds in a vibration pattern, which in turn creates that sound that reverberates in there, and that creates voice. So how does this all tie into voice gender modulation? Well, here the filter size can be modified, allowing us to get a really bright or a really dark sound. Typically,
a really dark sound will give us like a really hollow, much more masculine leaning sound, whereas a
small resonance chamber will allow us to have a much smaller space and thus something that sounds a lot more feminine. And so this is where all the magic happens. Of course, we do have to care of how much air we use for different reasons, and also about what pitch we reach, to get like the properly gendered voice that we want, gendered or, voice acted. It's up to you. But that's basically how it works. So let's see. Okay, got a bit of time. So now let's talk about what we want to do when we want to modify the voice. So don't really care about this part of the graph for now, just focus on this one. You see a term here, testosterone affected or testosterone non-affected. What does this mean? Well, very simply put, when hormones happen, they can affect our voice in certain ways. Typically here, when the voice gets testosterone affected, three main things happen, okay? The first thing that happens is the vocal tract gets a lot bigger,
creating a much darker sound. The second thing that happens is that the vocal folds that were otherwise vibrating faster at high pitches now vibrate a lot slower, creating lower pitches. And the third thing that testosterone does to our voice is increase the vocal fold mass, which gives us a much more buzzy, boomier sound.
And that is how testosterone allows us to have a much more masculine sound. For the trans femmes out here, or the girlies that want a femme voice, or girl or not really, you can do whatever. If you want to have a femme voice, you have to revert those changes. Be conscious that you want to get a smaller space, have a higher pitch, and generally a softer tone if your voice portrays any kind of buzziness or boominess when you're trying to practice it. And for the trans masc, or those who want to achieve a masculine voice, well, we're going to try and mimic the effects of testosterone. I will have to say here, the effects of training and testosterone will never ever really compensate truly. You can get a lot of work done, but hormones are generally like a huge factor. At least it's the most important biological factor when we talk about voice. Things like intonation or, cadence or stuff like that, that's very social. That's very like ingrained in how people and individuals interact. Now, these are generally the core things I want to work on. Of course, there is no one masculine voice and there is no one feminine voice. You can find masculine voices that are really high-pitched.
You can find masculine voices that are really low-pitched and really boomy. You can find masculine voices that are really soft.
You can find feminine voices that are like this, or feminine voices that are like this, or feminine voices that are like up here. Different voices can be used, and there's no one set voice. You will find your own voice, I do hope, whatever your objective is. And just know, no one is the same, and the beauty is in the diversity anyways. So, yeah, we'll do our best here to get you to wherever you want to be. All right. So now with that said, let's do a quick warm-up all together. I was mentioning the VFE or the SOVTE before. Yada yada, babble babble. What is it about? Well, what we like to do is do a gentle sound that will not stress the vocal folds too much. Let's do this. You can unmute yourself for this, of course. And I'll go first, do a sound, and then you try to mimic it to the best of your abilities. I'm going to start on an O sound. Let's see. Start low, go high, and go back down. Something like this. Oh. And you try this in 3, 2, 1. And back down. All right, really good. Let's try a different sound. When you have the O sound like this, the lips are in the way, allowing the airflow to be a little bit held back. This is what allows the vocal folds to vibrate in a much more easier manner. Now let's try something that has a little bit more of occlusion against the airflow. Something like a Z sound. You put your tongue and your teeth in the way. Zzz. It might be more difficult, but it's more difficult for us to produce, but it's much nicer on our vocal folds. I'll explain that maybe later. So let's try this together. Let's try a Z sound as in zoo. And you go in 3, 2, 1. All right, really good. Awesome. And that's a little bit of warm-up that you can do. You don't need to do it like 10 minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes. At the start of the day is what I would generally recommend. You can do like gentle scales or slide like we just did. But yeah, that's the warm-up that you want to do. Okay, now let's us do what we do best. Get people up on stage and let's help someone out. All right. As per usual, I'll start with someone who wants to masculinize their voices, who might be interested in doing such a thing. If you are interested, jump in place or raise your hand. Okay, I see N. Kyle. Is that right? Did I pronounce that right? Yes? All right, come up on stage. Applause for N. Kyle. All right, hello there. How do I call you?
Hello.
N. Kyle. Kyle, how do I say your name?
Like initials, N, K, L.
And Kyle, like this?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So we got 10 minutes starting now. Okay, so first and foremost, I need you to change some settings in VR chat. Please go to the quick menu into the audio settings and make sure noise suppression is turned off, or noise reduction, I think it's called.
I think it's
I have a
already
glitch
off,
with my...
else people don't hear me.
That's totally fine. Okay. I now need you to change your mic activation threshold to put it all the way to 0%. And I don't know why my arm is glitching off.
Done.
Okay,
Done.
awesome. Perfect, thank you. I think I can hear your voice pretty well. Can you give me a really gentle whisper like, hello?
Hello.
All right, awesome. So with that done, let's get started. So do you want to masculinize your voice? Yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Have you already done any training? Is all of this theory and this voice stuff all new to you, or have you done some stuff at your own?
I'm quite new to this. I've gone to a few classes that have been set in Trans Academy, and I also follow the trans vocal trainees in a Discord channel. So
okay.
I know a bit about vocal mass chord, vocal chord mass.
Yes.
Not
vocal
quite about
mass.
resonance and pitch though.
Yes.
My problem is that my voice was quite androgynous before the HRT. It's still androgynous, and I'm aiming for a soft masculine voice.
Yes.
I'm not aiming for a buzzy voice.
You don't want like this kind of voice. No, not for you. You want like a more gentle masculine voice.
I don't know.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, we can look at that. Actually, fun fact here. If you are looking to get a softer voice, well, given that I suppose you are starting like on AFAB, I don't mean to assume, but I suppose that you have not had exposure to testosterone prior to HRT. Am I correct? Or
Sorry, I don't understand.
it's okay. What I meant to say is, did your body initially produce testosterone or not before? Because you said your voice
not.
was already androgynous. No, not
Yes,
at all.
yes. No.
Okay.
I didn't have testosterone before the HRT.
Gotcha. All right. Well then, let's see. I want to see how well you do with your pitch. How about you give me a slide from your highest pitch down to your lowest pitch? Something like, ooh, just to kind of like get an idea of how far down in pitch you can go. Give it a try.
Oh.
Okay, impressive. Down to A2. That's a pretty good pitch. Oh, and can you hold it there and talk at this pitch? Oh, hello, hello, hello.
I don't think so. I would like to, but I don't think so.
I don't think so, but you just did. Okay, very good, very good. Oh. Okay, so A2 or sharp 2, very good. Okay, pretty impressive how far down you can already go. Awesome. Now let's tackle the second thing, resonance. Is that something you already worked on a little bit before? You know, the whisper
Not
siren?
really.
No? Okay, let's try this together.
Siren? Okay.
Ah, you know that. Okay, well, then let's try this together. I want to hear how far down you can go and how you can incorporate that into your mask voice. Let's give this a try. How about you give me a really bright pat that cat on a whisper like this? Pat that cat. Give it a try. Awesome. And now let's take the word cat and let's go down in pitch. Cat, 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 cat. All right, very good. Also, I'm sorry I said go down in pitch. We did go down in resonance. We achieved a bigger vocal chart size. That sounds really hollow, really dark. Love that sound. Can you say this time, pat that cat on that dark whisper like, cat, pat that cat?
So sorry, I didn't understand the
Sorry, okay.
translation.
It's fine. Can you please go again down in the dark whisper? Cat, 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 cat. Once you're there, can you then go ahead and say the sentence, pat that cat?
Cat, 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 cat. Pat that cat.
All right, careful there. You did do ka 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 ka. End up down here, cat, and then you did ka pat that cat. So you did go a little bit brighter there when you onset the sentence. So instead, what you can try and do is you go again down to that dark cat sound, and then you try and hold that ah sound. See if it ever does something like oh, or if it wavers. Your goal is to keep it really dark across a long duration of time. Cat. Give that a try.
Okay, so I start high pitch and then I stay low.
So bright resonance down to dark.
Yeah.
Then you have that dark cat, and then you hold the ah of the dark cat. So cat. Give it a try.
Okay, understood. Sorry. Cat, 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 cat.
Nice. And from there, cat, pat that cat.
Cat, pat that cat.
Awesome, really dark. Pat that cat. And then from there, let's get you into a dark, low-pitched voice. Let's see. Now what I want you to try is find again that dark pat that cat and then do a bridge into a full voice. Right now you're in a whisper and you want the vocal folds to close, to vibrate and create a full voice. Kind of like this.
Pat that cat. Pat that cat.
Give that a try. All right, good. You did do the bridge right, but you were too bright. You did pat that cat instead of that
Pat that cat.
the dark one. So make sure you find first the dark sound, then directly go, okay? At the start, it can be hard to find it reliably. So it's good to kind of train yourself to find that dark sound again. What you can do is, if you take your fingers, IRL, and you put them on your neck, can you feel the bump on your neck? It might be light.
Yes.
You feel the bump? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So then when you do pat, pat,
Pat, pat.
do you feel the bump go down?
Yes. It quits my fingers at some point because it is too low.
That's really good. Nice. That's a really dark resonance. And then from there, I want you to really keep your fingers there so you make sure that it doesn't go back up again. Pat, pat, pat,
Pat. Fingers there so you notice it's still dark, and then you go pat that cat.
Give it a try.
Okay.
Okay, and then from there, don't stop.
Pat that.
Yeah, breathe in again. Go back for that dark position.
Find the dark sound. Pat that cat. Yeah, and then pat that cat.
When I try to go full, my Adam's apple is going
Goes back
brighter.
up?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so then there's another way to practice this. You can also try to do a yawn, Do you know how to yawn? I bet you do. Ever noticed how when you yawn, it always goes really dark and does this really funny, goofy sound?
Yes.
That's because your Adam's apple and your pitch are dropping together.
And that's also a good way to find a darker resonance. Maybe you can try something like start on a yawn and then go into, wow, that's loud, sorry about this, and then go into,
Pat that cat. And then try to talk that really hollow sound.
you want to try that? Yeah.
I forgot how to yawn.
I don't know, if I do it enough, maybe it will trigger it. Oh, so sleepy. Oh, everyone's so sleepy here. Yeah. Okay, now you're much darker.
Pat that cat.
As opposed to, pat that cat, right? So these are two tools you can use. Either you find the whisper to find your utmost, most dark sound, your really big resonance, masculine resonance, okay? Or you can use the yawn to find this whilst your vocal folds are still vibrating, okay? So, one is a whispered method to find a darker sound. One is, a full voice method where your vocal folds are indeed vibrating and participating in the voice process. Okay, so our time is up, unfortunately, but do keep practicing this whisper method and bridging into full voice. You have a pitch that goes all the way down to A2, and you said yourself you're on HRT, so I see no reason for why you wouldn't be able to get a really great voice that you want. So as you said, soft masculine voice. You very much have the pitches required to be in a mask range, okay, at least in most socially gendered masculine voices. And yeah, so do keep it up and best of luck with your voice work. And Kyle?
Thank you very much. Will do for sure. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Applause from KL. Yippee! Okay. All right. Let us get started. Let us continue. Sorry. Let us continue with the next person who wants to learn to feminize their voices. Who wants to move up on stage? Raise your hand, jump in place. Okay, I see 2 people here. I think I saw Red Pandas jump first. Okay, please come up on stage. Come on, come on, come on. Applause for Red Pandas. Oh, you're crouching. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Hey.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's okay. It's fine. I get it. I gotta sneak sometimes, you know. All right, let's
I
get
think that's
started.
the closest I have to sitting in this, so.
All right. So first time on stage, first time learning about voice theory, all that stuff, or are you already a trained veteran of voice training?
I've sat in on a couple of these, but I haven't done voice training myself.
Okay, gotcha. So you already know a little bit of theory. You know vocal fold mass, you know of resonance, you know of pitch, all that good stuff. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So now, let us get started. So I can tell your mic is open, no need to change the sound settings. Let's see, how about you give me a slide from your lowest to your highest pitch, just see what your range is made of. Okay, up to but like, you know, that's okay, D4, very good. That's very much within range. Okay, now let's get into right into the nitty-gritty, into whisper sirens. Why don't you give me a dark pat that cat, like Darth Vader dark.
Pat that cat.
Okay, without the voice,
Am I
into a
audible?
whisper. Well, yeah, a little bit too much. You're speaking. Yes, there you go. Okay, and now can you do the following?
Pat.
Pat, 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 pat. Yes, awesome. And then from there, pat that cat. Pat. All right. Oh, I think you're starting to get a little bit too quiet. Maybe you have noise suppression on after all. Maybe check that out really quick.
I also
It
know
should be like in a quick
going too high tends to I start to cough. If I
Ooh, no good. Especially when you do the
noise
whisper
suppression
or
is
just
on.
in general.
There we go. There we go. When
Thank
I
you.
go okay, it was on.
Okay, no worries. It's all good. So yes, you were saying, very important. You say that you start to cough when you go up there. Is it on the whisper or is it just in general when going for higher sounds?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. We'll check this out a little bit. Might be that like your vocal fold behavior maybe like counterproductive and could cause your voice to be fatigued. You don't happen to smoke or to not have drank any water today, perhaps?
I just got a glass of water when this started, so that could partially be it.
Get water. Get everyone drink right now, please. Stretch and drink. Thank you. Okay, cool. So get water. Awesome. We'll see about this. One important thing I have to mention about whispers is that they are incredibly drying to the voice. After all, when you are whispering, the vocal folds are not closing. Actually, let me show you a little bit more about this. Maybe you can see this graph up here. As you can see, when you are whispering, the vocal folds are open. And so the air brushes past them, drying them out. Remember what I said at the start about drying the voice? No bueno. That's what's going to cause you to eventually get fatigue, and on top of fatigue, you can get vocal damage. So why do we practice with whispers? Well, whispers are useful. You can hear resonance really easily with whispers, right? You can tell that this is a bright sound, and
You can tell that.
you can tell that this is a dark sound, right? So one thing you can do is try and not push the whisper too much. Instead of going for instead maybe try to go for See how quiet I go in those whispers? I push much less air, you know? Think about it like... Yeah, like this. Imagine yourself blowing on a birthday candle, but you don't want to, snuff it out. You just want to go, like, kind of like make it waver, but not blow it out. So it has to be like a very gentle amount of air, right? Okay. Okay, yes, very good. Maybe you might find this akin to, drinking a glass of water and then, it's kind of like that same feeling of like, feels good, Okay, awesome. Yes, very good. Okay. So you can also use that. And then from there, pat that cat. Pat that cat. Awesome. And then now what I want to do is close those vocal folds into a balanced full sound where your vocal folds start to vibrate. Let's do this. Pat that cat. Careful there. Careful there. You could have stopped before. The important part is when you do the first transition. Right now, what you just did at the start is... That's like the slowed down version of what you did. To all of us, it sounded like... So it was much faster. You gotta really take it slow so you can hear what the whisper does. If it does... then you know it's going darker. So try it again, but try to keep the whisper... Okay. Another thing you're taking into account is that is A sharp 2. That is very low for a femme voice. So let's go a little bit higher in pitch. I know you can do it. So let's go for okay, match my pitch. Yes. 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 And now let's go. Yes, careful, go slow. Okay. Can you hold that pitch a little bit? Very good. F sharp free. Very much. Yes. Okay. And now from there, let's go back to the whisper and aim for that very same pitch.
I'm not sure I was making an audible noise at all.
You were making the whisper. We all heard the whisper, but I didn't hear you quite close the vocal folds. Okay, you're going back to a lower pitch. Careful. Although that could sound feminine, but it's a bit more difficult to do. Like this pitch is a bit harder when you get started. Okay. Let's do this again. Match.
I also just worry that just because I'm like a tall person, I don't like. Would that affect my range at all?
Honey, I'm 1.85 m. I'm pretty tall. This does not affect the range at all. Don't you worry. And you'll find really tall people who have like a really high pitched voice, and you'll find really small people who
sound like a hyper Chad, but
it's gonna be happening all at the level of the vocal folds. So don't you worry. Okay?
Alright.
So now, let's try this. Alright, yeah. Let's get there. So just mimic after me, okay? Call and response kind of thing. All right. All right, not too much air. More like... Remember the candle. That's going to snuff the candle out. Listen. Still too much air, but that's okay. Maybe you're worrying that you're not audible. You are, so don't worry to go softer. Much better. There you go. Yes. And now that same rate of air. Okay, and from there. Careful. You're too low in pitch. Okay, let's go back up here. Match my pitch. Let's go up again. Okay, there. And then start, hold that pitch a little bit. Okay, very good. Now let's go low. And then go back up. Nice. Again. Nice. Very good pitch accuracy. Now you know how to get to that pitch efficiently. Let's do it again. Awesome. And now let's go back to the whisper. Pats, pats, pats. Awesome. Now do this. Pats. Pats.
I don't know why that was more difficult than
It's okay.
jumping from the low.
You are going from like a really open sound, whisper, where the vocals are not vibrating, and you're going into like closed sound. Try it again. Pats. Okay. Awesome. And now let's do the bridge between the two. Yes. Okay. And from there, can you say, pat that cat?
Pat that cat. It feels
Yes,
very
we
straight.
got it. It's okay.
It feels-
It's okay. And it might be a strange sound, but that's a femme sound. Pat that cat. Sure, maybe like you sound like you're femme and sick, but you got a femme sound there. I know why it sounds strange. There's several factors to this. You're starting from a breathy sound. So the vocal folds, maybe when they're closing, struggle to find the right closure. That, and you're not used to speaking at high pitches. I recommend, a twofold training. You want to get comfortable with high pitches, whether you are doing a femme voice or not. Like just go for Try to hold those pitches, get comfortable with them.
Even talk with those pitches, maybe in a mask voice, doesn't matter.
Just so that you get a bit more comfortable with the faster rate of vibration of the vocal folds. And, then add the resonance to that. And get the bridging worked a little bit. Okay? All right. I'm afraid we don't have much time left. But that was really good. We got that femme sound at the end. And you know what? You're not going to escape this. Applause for Red Tennis, please. All right, thank you. So now let's get on to the next person. Let's go for someone who wants to practice their mask voice. Who might be interested? Ramilla, are you interested in masculinizing your voice? Are you raising your hand? Yeah, Ramilla, sorry. Do you want to masculinize your voice?
Feminine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I'm taking mask voice for now. You can go afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Masculine voice, anyone? No, not interested. Zephyr, you want to make your voice
More masculine?
Yeah? All right, come up on stage. Come on. Applause for Zephyr. Welcome. What's up, Zephyr? Or Zephyr. I'm not sure how to pronounce this properly. Let's get started.
I think
10 minutes
it's
from now.
Zephyr, yes.
Oh, Zephyr. I think my name is pronounced, my name, I think. Okay. You would be the one who knows, right? I don't know. Okay, Zephyr. Nice to meet you. All right. So you want to make your voice more masculine, yeah?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Same as for the others, do check your sound settings. Please make sure that noise suppression is turned off and make sure that the mic activation threshold is all the way down to 0% so that we can hear all the very quiet sounds, such as the whispers that we need to track to hear the resonance of your voice. Yeah.
I hope it doesn't, my neighbor decided to, do stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it can be heard or
Hmm.
anything.
I don't think I hear anything. If we hear like a loud like drilling sound, we'll let you know, okay?
Okay.
All right, for now you're good. All right, welcome. We got 10 minutes already started. So let's see. You want to masculinize your voice. First time here? First time ever? You know a bit about voice theory? What's your kind of...
I'm kind of new, so I don't know anything actually.
It's okay. Let's talk about this. I kind of want to gauge what your range is at. So why don't you show me a slide from your highest pitch down to your lowest pitch. So I can kind of see what you got for a range. Show me.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty much.
Oh, okay. Oh, C3. That's pretty solid. Okay, nice. So now from C3. Oh, can you? I mean, I can tell you were struggling a bit, but can you use it a little bit to speak with? Like, like maybe like speak like this. Maybe even if it's like not completely full and not how you want it, but like, can you like kind of like chill at lower pitches a bit, or do you struggle with that?
Let me. I got a little bit lost there, but
Oh, it's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. What I meant to say is, can you go back to that low pitch and try speaking a bit with it, like, hello, 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 hello. Can you try that?
Let me try. Hello.
Oh, yeah, you can. Okay, very good. Nice. Hello, 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 hello. Right now you sound like this. Hello, hello, hello. So like you have like this brighter sound, because like you still have like a really small vocal tract, but you have that low pitch. Very good. Now, in theory, if you can do this right, you should be able to reach something like hello, hello, hello,
Hello, hello, hello, hello. Like, get this kind of voice.
because you already have the low pitch. So all you need to this is to add a bigger vocal tract, make the resonance really dark. So let's try this. How about you give me a bright pat that cat. Pat that cat. Give it a try.
Pat that cat.
Very good. And now from there, let's make the pat go darker. Pat, 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 pat. Okay. Pat, 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 pat. So you can go as far as here. Pat, pat, pat. Pretty good. And then from there, what I want to do is try and speak a little bit at that dark pat that cat. Can you do
Pat, 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 that cat. Hello, hello, hello.
Pat that cat. Hello.
okay? Pat that cat. Okay, very good. And now, can you compare it, that's dark pat that cat, with your usual whisper? Pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Pat that cat. Pat that cat.
Ta ta ta.
Da, da, da.
Okay, very good. See, so you do have a darkness gradient from your normal pat that cat down to your
Pat that cat.
okay. Now with that dark pat that cat, let us try and see if we can close the vocal folds from that dark whisper to find a masculine sound, or rather, not a masculine, but a dark sound. Okay? So from there,
pat that cat.
Give it a try.
Pat that cat.
Pat that cat. Okay, so I do think that you went brighter than the dark whisper you've done. So let's try to go dark again together. Okay? Pat. Yeah. Pat that cat. Okay, and from there, can you say,
Pat that cat.
That. Good.
careful. Here, your pat was really bright.
Pat that cat.
Okay, so careful there because your pat went bright again, okay? So we struggled a little bit to get reliably to that dark sound. Perhaps it would be wise to first, get a bit of like a feedback loop, kind of like a bit of awareness, rather, I should say, of where your Adam's apple is. If you put your fingers on your neck, can you feel the bump on your neck, your larynx?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, very good. Now, if you do the really bright pat, where does that bump go? Pat that cat. Pat that cat. Yeah? So it's probably high, right?
Yes.
Now, as you keep your fingers there, I want you to do the pat down to a dark pat, like this. Pat, 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 pat. As dark as you can. Just the word pat. Gentle. Don't push too much air. You're good. You're good. Are you okay? Yep. Very good. Okay, and from there, pat that cat. Yes. Okay.
Pat that cat.
And then from there,
Pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
okay, that's very good. Nice.
Pat that cat.
Okay, how about we try and read some sentences with that, yeah? Okay, please take a look at the board. Actually,
Okay.
yeah. All right, so let's try this. Okay, so let's go back to the dark pat that cat, and then let's read.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Give it a try.
Okay.
You're good.
Pat that cat. That mad brat sat on that flat mud.
Pat that cat. So like right now, we actually are having quite a bit of vocal weight. Pat that cat, because we have like this buzzier sound. But if we also go a bit brighter, pat that cat, instead of pat that cat. So maybe you're still shooting back up for a brighter sound. So let's see. Let's first go back to that dark whisper. Okay, you know what? Let's practice that sentence just on whispers. Read that sentence just in whispers how you normally would. Probably something brighter, like, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Try this out. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. And now let's go dark. That
mad brat sat on that flat mat. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
very good. And then from there,
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
oh shoot. Okay, go for it. Go for it.
That mad brat.
Thought, thought.
Yeah. Yes, you
Lost
got
me
it.
a
You got
bit,
it.
you know.
You're fine.
Thought, that
Yeah.
mud sat on that brat mud.
Okay, that's a lot better. You started first with that mad brat sat. Now you did that mad brat sat. Okay, that's very good. So you did get a much darker sound. Now you did this at E3, but I know you can go down to C3. You've shown me. So maybe we can try this again, but let's go for a lower pitch. You were here. Let's try to go. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Give it a try.
That mad.
Wait,
That mad brat.
can you repeat a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. You match my pitch, okay? Okay, you're here. Let's go. Yes. And then Okay, you started back up again. It's okay. Just do this. Then stop at your lowest, and then try to read. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Give it a try.
That mad brat sat on the flat mat.
Okay, better at D3. Now combine that with the darker resonance.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Try it out.
Good. Okay.
I'll free you after this, promise.
I got a bit. I don't know, a little bit.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
That mad brat.
Yeah.
That mad brat sat on the flat mat.
Okay, that's very good.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Okay, very good. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So, our time is up here, but you did really well. You can go all the way down to C3. Pretty low pitch. Very good. Mask voices generally gravitate towards around that pitch. I'm sure with practice, you might find even lower pitches and get more comfortable using it. Then in terms of resonance, that's probably the newest thing for you. You still struggle to get really dark, so definitely do spend a bit more time practicing getting to a darker whisper, okay? Pat, 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 pat. And getting it consistently into a full sound, okay? Careful not to let it shoot back up. If you hear that your voice is like, that mad brat, it's generally that it has shot back up in resonance, okay? So do make sure to like really keep the whisper really dark, okay? All good? Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for coming up on stage. Really brave of you. Applause for Zephyr! All right. And now for the last person of today. Fem voice might be interested. Anyone? Yes? Okay, I think Ramilla wanted to go. Do you still want to go?
Yeah.
Or are you scared? Yeah, you still want to go? Okay, let's go. Ramilla, come up on stage. Applause.
Oh my god.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, nice. Is this a hat? Nice hat. Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Hi. Hello. I don't have a hat. Okay. Let's get started now. 10 minutes. Let's go. Okay. Hello, Ramilla. Welcome, welcome. First time
Hi.
here up on stage? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome, welcome. So, have you done any voice work before this, or is this the first time?
It's my first time. It's my first time.
Okay. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. make sure that you, just like the others, have your voice settings set properly. So please go to your quick menu, go into the little audio icon, make sure that noise suppression is turned off, noise cancellation, not sure what it's called, and then make sure that the mic activation threshold is all the way down to 0%, please.
Wait a minute. Okay, I think.
All right, awesome. Now with that done, how about you give me like a really gentle whisper, like
Hmm?
did you say hola? Okay, I'm not sure. Hola, hello, hola,
Hola.
hello. Okay.
Hola.
Hola, hola. Okay, very good. Okay, I hear you. Awesome. So now, show me like your range a little bit. Let's go from your lowest up to your highest. So, oh,
Oh.
oh. Okay, let's go a bit slower. I want to hear it a little bit better. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, up to B3. Very good. Okay, you can push it a bit further. Oh, very good. Okay. Oh, nice! Even higher. Okay, you have more than enough than it takes. Oh! Okay, you have the range
No.
required for having a fem voice. Very good, very good. So, let's see. Now the resonance, okay? Let's do some whispers. How about you say, pat that cat on a dark whisper first?
Pat that cat.
Give it a try.
Pat that cat.
Very good. Now we're just going to say pat, and we're going to pat higher and higher in resonance. Brighter and brighter.
Pat.
Pat, 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 pat.
Pat, 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 pat.
Very good. And then from there, can you say pat that cat?
Pat that cat.
Now that's very bright, but make sure that you don't push too much air. It sounds like you're doing pat that cat, which might put strain on your voice long term. So try to instead go softer. Pat, pat, cat.
Pat that cat.
Much better. Still a bit strong, but it's okay. With time, you'll figure it out. Now with that done, pat that cat. Let's try and find how we can close the vocal folds to get a fem sound. So just hold the ah sound up there. Pat that cat. And hold a bright ah, please.
Pat
Give it a try.
cat.
Now here's something I hear. Instead of. So that means that you're probably squishing. Yeah, you hear it too. That's probably you putting some strain. This is why I really insist on getting a very gentle whisper, because else you might engage other muscles and maybe engage false vocal folds, which are like, well, false vocal folds, really. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So basically, when you're doing a whisper, your vocal folds are like, let me take a color that's a bit more, there we go. Your vocal folds are like here. They're the white things here, right? They're covered like in a thin layer of mucus. They vibrate really fast, and they need that mucus to, well, vibrate, right? Because they vibrate really fast, hundreds of times per second sometimes. Now, the problem is when you do whispers, these vocal folds can get dehydrated. They can get really dry. Now, what you are doing in the whisper, instead of, is that you are probably closing the vocal folds too much, or rather you are closing the false vocal folds, because if you close the vocal folds, then they start to vibrate. Instead you got this sound, and this sound is the sound of false vocal folds. Now, this sound can happen in many scenarios: when you're yelling or screaming, when you're coughing, even when you swallow food, they kind of get in the way to protect the vocal folds. So they're useful, but we want to avoid them in voice scenarios. Unless you want to voice Batman and go like,
Where is she?
because that's using the false vocal fold constriction. Not what you want to do, right? Maybe Fem Batman, where is she? But nah, not quite. Fem Batman, Batwoman. Okay, so no false vocal folds. So let's try and keep that airflow open and steady. Try to reduce how much air you use. Let's try this together, actually. Push a lot of air out, all of your air all at once. Exactly. Now try and make that twice as long. Okay, and now make that twice as long again. Now you might notice that the longer you go, the quieter the whisper gets. And that's because, well, to go longer, you have to push less air. You know, you're not going to magically generate air out of thin air. Pun intended. So here, it's the same thing. You know, the longer you can breathe out, the softer it can get. And so use that experience of the softer whisper. And I try to make a whisper that's really long and really quiet, like. Okay?
Okay.
Exactly. It was actually so quiet that it got filtered out by the noise suppression, or whatever your mic cuts at and decides it's no longer sound. Silent whispers are always better to whispers that you can hear. I mean, whispers are good because you hear where you are at in terms of resonance, but silent whispers allow you to work on resonance without straining your voice. Now you have a really gentle rate of air. Let's use that same rate of air and climb back up to bright resonance. Pats, 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 pats. Give it a try.
Pats, 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 pat, cat.
Careful there. Pat, pat, cat. All right, careful. The cat had a lot of air come out. Maybe it's the K sound that got you to get a lot of air out. So careful. The K sound can be. That's good if you want to beatbox. Not what you want right now. So make that K softer.
Cats, 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 cats.
Okay, that last one is really good. And then you're back to using too much air. Careful. Pat, pat, cat. Okay, that might take a little bit of use, if you're used to
Speaking at low pitches.
the vocal folds are generally thicker and longer as they vibrate at lower pitches, and they require more air. At higher pitches, you generally want to use less air because the vocal folds are more stretched, yes, but they're also lighter in general. And, when there's less mass, you have to push less air to vibrate, So, really important. Let's try this again. Remember, the really gentle whisper. Pats, pats, pat, pat, pat,
Pat, pat, pat, pat, tat, cat.
Yes, okay, the K sound really gets you back into cat, but alright, it's really good. Let's just say the word pat for now. Pat, pats, pats. Pat, pats,
Pat,
pats.
pat, pat.
Okay, maybe still so much air. Yes. Yes. There you go. Pat, pat, pat. Awesome. And then from there, pat, pat, pat. Let's go. Pat that cat. Give it a try.
Pat, 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 that cat.
So that was right, but we are on C3. That's a really low pitch for a femme voice. So let's go da 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 da.
More. Okay. Pat, 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 pat,
Pa.
pat, pat, that cat.
Okay, that's C4. That's really high. That's probably really difficult. You did go from
Okay.
an octave higher. We don't need to go that high. This is why I want you to mimic me. Okay, after me.
Uh,
Uh, uh, uh. Very good. Very good. And then from there, very good. Same pitch, but make that a lot softer. Okay, and then let's try this. Pat, pat, pat. Pat.
pat, 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 pat.
Yes, pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Careful now. Too much air still, remember? Pat that cat. Now, what happens when you have too much air? You end up being breathy. Pat that cat. Reduce how much air you push. No, more like pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Better, but still very breathy. Pat that cat. What I would say here is, yes, good job. You achieved a feminine voice. A breathy one, though, it's kind of like you would be speaking like this, kind of like this kind of girl, pat that cat. It's very breathy. So breathy voices can be very tiring. So generally what I would recommend is you are doing really well with resonance. With pitch, you might struggle a little bit. So definitely practice being at higher pitches, pitches like F3, G3 are pretty good to start practicing your voice at. Now, you definitely have a big issue with how much air you push, okay? Big work to do on that one. So, think about, I think I said this to, I don't know, it was NKL, but it was someone who was dealing with breathiness. So, make sure not to, push too much air, think of blowing on a candle, but not trying to blow it out, No, but less air. Okay? Pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
Yes, that's actually much less breathy. Very good. Okay. Do keep that work up.
Okay.
And yeah, best of luck with your voice practice. Remember, pitch and airflow are two things you want to work on. Get those two together and you will get a femme voice in no time. All right. Applause for Rimila. Okay, awesome. So, very sorry, Alistair. We are quite over time. So, everyone say goodbye to Twitch. And thank you, Alistair. Bye, Twitch. Bye-bye. Bye.